Hello everybody. Today this video that I'm going to be talking about is going to be covering the science background to what I am doing as far as school goes. All the stuff that I put up that is about abiogenesis and about removing evolution from school. That all has to do with this here. This is what I'm going to be going for at the college that I'm going to be transferring to once I am able to. I'm going to be going to school for nutrition at the University of Minnesota, and this is what I'm studying is food and how it interacts with our metabolism and how it allows our cells to get their building blocks and to develop and stay healthy, stay functioning, stay what they have, stay circulating what they need so that they have their optimal function. And so this is essentially I'm going to learn more about the design fuel source for our biomachine bodies. And so this is what I'm going to be doing nutritional science, I believe, because it has the it transfers well into medical school for cardiology if need be, but there are also some benefits to being like a dietitian just in terms of name alone for people going to seek dietitians and all that. But I mean, I just want to know this information to share it with people. So I'm not really doing this for work. My mom doesn't really like to hear that, but I don't want to do this long term. Like, I'd rather be like an electrician or something like that. But this is for now. People can't live in a house if they are not healthy. And I don't really want to work on hospitals. Well, chronic care should be there. But anyway, acute stuff is good. We have really good health care for acute stuff. The chronic diseases and everything, this is what this stuff solves. So prevents, reverses, etc. Medically, clinically established. I am going to be going to the U of M, but it is there are good and bad with the school system. There's a lot of good in the communications with like-minded people and the interactions and learning things you wouldn't experience otherwise, especially when it's in areas of your own interest where you get to kind of choose your learning. That stuff is good and everything. But the bad part is the like extortion and everything and all the lie. The worst part is the lies that are taught in science, like the globe and evolution and all that. So what I'm actually doing is I'm going to Normandale, and I'm getting a nursing degree to become an RN. This will get me a job that is in the medical field, gets me working with patients to try to get them out of the hospital or emergency room, wherever they're at. And I'm going to do this so I can go here to the U and to still be able to afford rent and auto and everything like that. All my bills, expenses, utilities, food and costs and everything. So this is where I'm currently at. And I actually wanted to say too, this I just got for where I work at a grocery store. But they did have this thing about learning first responder, like CPR, AED use, first aid kit, life-threatening blood spill kit. And so this is something, now I don't know what this is, first responders, CPR. I'm not really too familiar with this, but this first responder is I'm not really too sure about it. It looks like it's this is just something I wanted to say. Like, you know, if you got a couple hours learning some of this stuff, they say that the most people that you'll use this on, the CPR first responder, people who learn this stuff most often have to use it on their family and friends. So, you know, this could be a good thing to have if you're at like a family get together or something. It just takes a couple hours to learn, and at least you kind of have it in your mind. That's just, I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. I learned it for work, and I'm really grateful that I got to learn this because it's a valuable it's a life-saving skill. So this is something, if you can or if you want to or anything, it's just, I think, good to know. And kind of what this is helping someone that's dealing with something that is acute, a fast happening action, change, like a cardiac arrest, which is what I'm going to school for, is nutrition is the chronic prevention. And this is the science behind what I'm in school for. This here is called an angiogram. This is a imaging of an artery in somebody's heart, on this A side here. And this narrowing, this is your artery in your heart, and the blood that flows through this tube is able to get deposited into the cells and everything that are on the other side of the tube, for energy. But when you get this narrowing, this actually, whenever you squeeze the like a tube or anything like that, like if you think about like kinking a hose, if you don't kink it all the way, you increase the pressure. Or if you put your thumb on the end of the hose, you can create pressure spots that water kind of erupts through. When you constrict a tube, it increases pressure. So this is what causes increased blood pressure. And actually, this narrowing is caused by what's called atherosclerotic plaque buildup in your artery. You build up this plaque. What this plaque is cholesterol, saturated fat. The saturated fat prevents depositing of cholesterol, this animal cholesterol that we eat. It can't deposit into the cells, so it floats around in your blood with the oxygen. It oxidizes and becomes sticky, this cholesterol, because your body makes all the cholesterol it needs. Animal product cholesterol is all excess, so it floats in your blood, and then it'll oxidize and get sticky. It'll stick to the wall of your artery, and over time, it'll harden, and then more will stick onto that, and it'll just get narrower and narrower and narrower until you're in this late stage of heart disease right here. This very narrow opening has incredibly high blood pressure, and if there's a piece of plaque that a little bit of blood gets under and kind of starts carving out, and if a piece of plaque detaches and floats downstream and lodges into this opening here, this is a heart attack. And if this happens in your brain, this is a stroke. And this is the number one, cardiovascular disease is the number one killer of people in our country, in America. This is I think like 1 in 2 people know somebody or are affected by this. And this is very silent. This builds up over a long period of time. This is chronic, slow developing plaque buildup. And then you have this instant event, which causes the cardiac arrest. And so this here is actually the image of what the leading cause of death in our country looks like. And if you go over here to this B side, this is that artery. Now it is completely consistent width all the way through. It's opened up entirely, and all of our arteries are connected. So when you get this narrowing artery on the A side, the rest of your body looks like this. When they give you surgery, because surgery and pharmaceuticals have never been able to get onto this B side. This is only shown with nutrition, with plant-based eating, with what I believe to be truly our original biblical fuel source. And this is where the Bible actually does kind of have a claim that can be tested scientifically. And it's not entirely a science book, but there are things that can have scientific testability, and this is one of them. And this is what we get, is this reversed opening, widening, dilating of an artery. Vasodilation. This is an open artery that now there's no plaque in here, so what can even block this now? It would be my question. What can block and lodge in this artery if you just have blood going through here? Animal products contain the cholesterol and saturated fat that allowed this condition to happen. They give the conditions for this condition to manifest, to happen, to have the ability to happen, and then it does happen in many, many, many people. So this is the B side. This is 5 years later. So they widen their artery in their whole body, not just with surgery, replacing a 3-inch piece of your artery in your heart. You still have, many, 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 like miles of artery in your body. And so replacing 3 inches, this is is not much compared to this B side, which is total body artery widening. And this prevents the heart attack, it prevents the stroke, as well as a lot of other things. And this is kind of like with nutrition, there's so much in this, like the science behind this stuff, that there's just so much. Our bodies are so fascinating and well put together. This here is something, fasting triggers stem cell regeneration of damaged old immune system. Like this is the kind of stuff that I have been learning about even before I went back to school. This stuff is so interesting to me. I used to be so into astronomy, and I switched over to the body, and like to me this stuff talks about how like our bodies are essentially able to recycle. If you go into a period of fasting, your blood cells, your white blood cells actually reset. You reset your immune system. Your body gets rid of any damaged immune response cells or anything that it doesn't need. It recycles that stuff, reconfigures it, it refreshes your immune system. And so like it says here, during each cycle of fasting, this depletion of white blood cells induces changes that trigger stem cell based regeneration of new immune system cells. So this is actually like those stem cells that they want to like harvest. We actually can use these just by fasting. Fasting allows us to actually use these stem cells, which become kind of any cell that they want. They're used to create new cells for our body to regenerate. And that's it. They even use that like regeneration. It's what our body does, our natural body. In particular, prolonged fasting reduces the enzyme PKA, which is effective, previously discovered by the Longo team, to extend longevity in simple organisms, and which has been linked in other research to the regulation of stem cell self-renewal and pluripotency. That is, the potential for one cell to develop into many different cell types. So that is it. Prolonged fasting also lowers, I'll just finish this off here. The prolonged fasting also lowered levels of IGF-1, a growth factor hormone that Longo and others have linked to aging, tumor progression, and cancer risk. So this is like, there are things that we can do to our body that are biblical. I mean, the Bible talks about fasting as well, and this stuff is all very good for our body. Anyway, I know I'm supposed to keep it science, but there really is scientifically testable things in the Bible. Not that like matters of morality are science. That's a different topic covered by a book that talks about a lot. So, this here though, like this is our body's ability to rejuvenate and regenerate and replenish and refresh and allow our body to stay. It's a living machine, natural living machine. It's our bodies are so resilient and just fascinating, really, I think. So this is there's also like the biggest thing for me is so this here, this is actually the Vegetarian Society of Hawaii. This is the largest vegetarian society in the United States. And this is a woman by the name of Brooke. She is so incredible. She's like this woman is fantastic. She's so loving and caring and sweet, and I highly recommend y'all check this out. Reversing Autoimmune Disease with Supermarket Foods. Brooke Goldner, MD. She basically is she had an autoimmune condition. She had lupus. This is her here, GoodbyeLupus. She had an autoimmune condition that she was able to heal from. And she actually ends up talking about how, this here, so like down here, like this is her husband, and she was told, like, this is like, you go to the doctor and you get this news, like she was told she'll never have children, yet, you know, she'll never have, this is a doctor telling her she'll never be able to have her own child. And here she is. You get doctors that tell their patients that they're going to lose a hand because they're diabetic, and people reverse their diabetes. And she reversed lupus with nutrition, and she now goes around helping so many people heal, be happy with like, this is her family, and she's helped so many people with, you know, various things. And this is what she does. She helps these people, you know, get better. She's incredible. And so this kind of stuff kind of talks about this. But one of the, with what I'm doing for school, this actually, the smoothie that I'm going to be drinking, the green smoothie, it'll be like my breakfast smoothie. One of the big things is she's so, honestly, she's so funny. She's got such a, yeah, she's hysterical. This is, if you think you might be interested in learning about nutrition or health or anything like that, check her out. And she does not disappoint. She's incredible and so caring. But with this smoothie, what she talks about is the omega-3s, and how they keep your cell membrane flexible, allow things to pass in and out through the membranes, the semi-permeable, selective permeability membranes, and animal products don't let nutrients in, and the toxins can't escape, the waste products can't escape, and so this makes our bodies, you know, get toxic on a cellular level. And she talks about omega-3s, and in this green smoothie that I'm going to be consuming, you know, regularly for school, it actually covered. I base it in a large part this based off of her what she's putting forth here with omega-3s, because they open up healing pathways in our body, and this is I'll go into that green smoothie in a minute here, but this is just something I recommend, because this is like, there's so much testimony in here. She herself has lived through recovering from something that the medical community says is not doable. She could not reverse or get back to healthy, never have children. If you watch this, I mean, what she went through, the story that she tells, her testimony of how she got to this point here, like, this is it. Life is worth living, I guess. It's to me, like, for her to have her own, doctors don't know the future, and they don't know really what the body is capable of doing. A lot of doctors don't. There are some that do. I'll actually use that as a transition here. So, like, this man right here, Michael Greger, he has this website here called Nutrition Facts. Highly recommend this. There's so much information. What this man does, he goes through so many studies, scientific journals, and puts it all together, covering various topics. So like here, he has women's health, antioxidants, hibiscus tea, vitamin D supplements, beans, omega-3 fatty acids, acne, introductory videos. You can search for things. He is really just a really wonderful man as well. So many people have healed, scientifically, clinically shown it to doctors' amazement. People have recovered from so many things. Like there's so much that we're learning about, and so many people think cancer, like, for example, is like genetic, like it's in your nucleus DNA, and I can't really find the specific journal I was looking for, but this here, it talks about the mitochondria and cancer, and why the mitochondria is so important for
like tumor proliferation, and how they allow for the malignancy of cancer cells and these things, and they because they allow the mitochondria have a role in cell growth and cell energy and the ability to stop cell growth, to have cell death. Apoptosis is programmed cell death, and the mitochondria help if if a cell goes haywire and is going to become cancerous. Our body actually has designed mechanisms to allow it to self-destruct a cell so that it doesn't go haywire. And what cancer does is it turns that off. So once the cell goes haywire and starts proliferating and growing out of control, nothing can stop its growth. Well, there are other lines in as well, but the cancer cell is able to get through them because we take in a lot of things that our body isn't necessarily designed to handle. Like, there are alternative fuel sources that have inefficiencies, and those are taxing over time, like animal products. They really do cause a number on our system through chronic low-grade inflammation, which is an underlying symptom in pretty much every single chronic disease that our country faces. Heart disease, cancer, diabetes, Alzheimer's, these types of things are all inflammation, have chronic low-grade inflammation with them, and much more as well. So these things do wear over time and allow this cancer to form. But these are things that we are learning. So the article I was looking for, which I tried a bunch of different searches, was about they basically did like a healthy cell that turned cancerous once they transplanted a mitochondria into this healthy cell. So there's a lot that we're learning, and it's a really emerging frontier of science about what our bodies are really capable of doing, both in recovery and the damage that we've done to our bodies, how to recover, reverse, and how to prevent this stuff as well from ever even happening. And not being able to find it just reminded me of this video. This is just a quick side tangent. This is about the internet and how, like, if you search for a term, you can get so many results you think, but really there's only a few results that are really different or from different sources. And as you click into like the later pages, like page 30, 40 in Google, it'll be like, we've now trimmed the results down to like 140. So this is just a video by TrueStream Media about the internet and the sources and everything, and how, if we really look for this stuff, if we can find these kinds of people that put out this information that have really helped heal people and reversed so many ailments, we can actually get people back to health. And this is the real stuff. This isn't sales or anything. This is all clinical, proven, fact-backed data. It has data and evidence to support it. And so basically what I'll wrap this up with is with my schoolwork. This is what I'm writing my paper on, is how plants, if evolution was true, I would write it from the stance of how we develop over time to become optimized to eat plants, which allows us to get this reversal of the leading cause of death. If we evolved, our metabolism would have evolved from that first cell to the worms, fish, amphibian, reptile, mammal, tree, shrew, monkey, human. Through that development, we are now here to consume plants. And this is how we get this reversal. And this is why evolution needs to have this same factual data backing it up. This is a medically established fact. This is a fact. This is someone who had narrow arteries and now has widened arteries. This is observable fact. Evolution needs to have this if my paper is going to maintain the same rigidity of scientific scrutiny and standard throughout the whole paper. So I can't write about the belief of evolution and how we think maybe we kind of somehow without a creator got here naturally, and now here we are from belief, here we are into fact. I don't want people to believe this is what could happen. This is what has happened and can happen. And so with this schooling, one of the things that I've actually been doing here. Oops, I gotta re-sign in here apparently. One of the things that I've been doing is, if I go to, so like I get with my job, I get a couple physicals, or I get like one physical a year. So what I've been doing is I've been trying different nutritions and things, and like I just got done doing something where I was I had to sneeze. Sorry. What I have been doing is I've been taking, or I get these check-in, these physicals, checkups, and they run these, like I can get a blood panel and everything, and so they can test my levels, and I'm going to be testing. I just got done doing a like a multi-year experiment trying to get data for what it is like if you consume 900% of the RDA, recommended daily allowance of sugar, and I was trying to get my blood sugar to go up while being vegan, and so I was drinking a lot of sweet tea, and I was also consuming a lot of like near whole food, like chipotle, like rice and beans essentially, and this was to kind of simulate someone who might want to try considering eating plants, eating vegan. They might go out to eat and they might still consume a lot of sugar. What kind of health can they maybe expect or anything like that? Like I was told, maybe, what do you think you might be iron deficient because you're vegan, and I turns out my iron levels are actually slightly elevated because plants have a lot of iron in them, but it's not heme iron, so it's not inflammatory iron. But I'm gonna put together like a multi-year project involving like now what I'm going to transition into is, or what I'm about to start eating here along with working out, is going to be because I want to have the right nutrition internally to match the external exercise, because otherwise, I mean, to a lot of people, it's, if you're a guy that's got a six-pack and really, you're really buff, then it can be like, oh, he must know about health because of his exterior. But these people also can have very high blood pressure, high cholesterol levels, triglycerides, can get heart attacks actually very early on. And lots of these things because they're consuming a lot of animal protein, whey products, things like that, putting a lot of strain on their organs. So this is part of why I really want to get this down pat and have everything squared off. Is essentially because I really do believe health is important. We're supposed to live happy, healthy lives, and so what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to, this next step of nutrition that I'll probably be doing for, I don't know, 2 years at least, is going to be body weight workouts for the exercise, calisthenics, and then I'm actually going to be consuming a green smoothie, eating a green smoothie, drinking a green smoothie, whatever. I'm going to be drinking a green smoothie with it's going to be like kale or some sort of leafy green, some chia seeds for the omega-3s, a lot of chia seeds. I'm going to do berries for the antioxidants, get a citrus in there that goes well with the greens, and for vitamin C, and then ginger because it's good for the stomach, and so with digestion and everything, helps to maximize digestion. And then dates, I'll put dates in there for sweetness and for calories. because getting calories is kind of, it's a little more difficult. That's why it's very, for anyone, anyone that's trying to lose weight, 'cause a lot of people are for whatever reason, but if you're trying to, eating vegan is a really good way to do such a thing, because it's actually, you have to put effort into getting a lot of calories. And then I'll actually put in this smoothie too. There is like, even on Dr. Greger's Michael's page here, he has the vitamin D. So like here, I don't know why it says it, but it says vitamin D 25 deficiency. My vitamin D, because I do supplement vitamin D and vitamin B12. Those are the only two supplements that I use. And as you see, it says deficiency less than 20 nanograms, insufficiency 20 to 29 nanograms, sufficiency 30 to 80 nanograms. And so here I am at 33 nanograms. And I know this is a science video, but for anyone who's, this is coincidence, not 33. I see those two, but this has nothing to do with that. So this is just, I'm within the range of the 30 to 80 spectrum. I think pretty much all the plant-based, the plant-exclusive advocate medical doctors and everything all say we should, just about all, if not all, say we should supplement vitamin D, vitamin B12, hibiscus tea, really good drink. But yeah, so this is just some stuff, the fasting, resetting the immune system and helping with rejuvenation and everything, reversing diseases, and the body, what do we really know? Well, we're learning, and people have really healed themselves. So so this is kind of the science, the glossing over of the science that I am partaking in for my nutrition degree, nutritional cardiology degree, and in my studies and my pursuits on the physical, applicable to this life side of things. That's not just the spiritual stuff with evolution and abiogenesis and all that. So this is been my video. Again, just full time, I highly recommend checking this video out. Reversing autoimmune disease with supermarket foods, Brooke Goldner. It's on the VSH video page here. So she is an incredible woman, and there she is with her baby. So anyway, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you all are doing well wherever you are. Oh, you know what? I know this is a video on the science side of it, but again, I do know eating this or that has no bearing on salvation. Just to get spiritual, it does not matter what we eat here in that regard. But I do think that we do have a certain optimal fuel source, and it can help those. This video is no medical this is not medical advice. I'm not advising anyone. This is just information for people to have to do with what they will. This video is, it's not a substitute for medical emergency, medical action, or anything like that. This is information. This woman here actually does a lot of Q&As. If you have questions about anything, I'm sure she'd be more than happy. If you would watch this video, you would know she would be more than happy to help you with anything at all. She's really incredible. This has been this video, and I guess we'll catch you all on the next one, and I hope you all are doing well. Jesus Christ be with you all.